different areas. Time to install the electronics. The vest that I'm using is a Mini V6.8 Plus waterproof Flipsky ESC. It's rated 4 to 12S with a maximum current of 150 peak amps. I love that it's not too heavy, it's fully waterproof. Just running the motor detection tool for the 6374 motor and the Flipsky waterproof controller. Got it hooked up to 12S. And I'm getting the voltage back on the controller, which is awesome. And let's see if this spins up the motor. So the motor that I'm going to use is a Flipsky 6374. On my e-foil, I had the 6384 model, and it's just 10 millimeters in the difference, hence the 74 instead of the 84. They're both potted on the inside. You can see here that it's fully encased and it has ceramic bearings, so that's really nice. But I'm going to go with the 74 version just so it's a little lighter. For the propeller, I've been testing and using 3D printed carbon fiber PET-G folding propeller. This is bamboo carbon fiber PET-G. It's been working great. I do have a metal propeller from Flipsky as well. So to mount the motor, I have this 3D printed pod I designed. I've designed this a few times now, but I think I've come up with a really good mounting solution. And I will put a link to these files on printables. For the final mounting, I will put some lanolin on the threads. For the mount, I have this so it dovetails into the pod like that. So I'm going to mount the pod on using zip ties. To hold the whole thing together, I have hot melt inserts on the one side. Bolts will thread through to hold the whole assembly together. I put some electrical tape on my 19mm red axis mast, so it has a little bit of grip. And then I'm just going to use some UV resistant zip ties. These are 14-inch zip ties. Then I have the ends of a zip tie that I snipped off. And these are 4mm bolts. And this is solid. This is mounted so solid with the zip ties. Once the ice melted, I finally got the board out on the lake for a proper test paired with the Axis 1150 PNG. This is my second e-foil style build, and honestly, I think I hit the goal I set out for, something that's light, powerful, and relatively inexpensive. All in, I'm into this for around $2,000, which, compared to something like a foil drive that cost as much as a small used car, it feels like a big win. The board rides really well. It's a sinker though, so I have to start prone, but once I give it a bit of throttle, getting up to my feet is actually really easy, even at low speeds. That part kind of surprised me. The Flipsky waterproof vest has been rock solid. I've had it out a few times now with zero issues. Not having to worry about waterproofing a controller simplifies the whole build a lot. And it opens up the door for other ideas too, like a backpack style foil assist system, kind of like what Duotone is starting to do, which might be a project for another day. I have the prop mounted up really high on the mast because I want to use this as a foil assist, so that's why there's a lot of cavitation, because I'm just getting used to just popping the board out of the water, so you see a lot of water like being flicked around. Also, you see a really cool rainbow occasionally too. I also tried doing a bit of pump foiling with it, and I was able to get a few pumps in, but it's definitely a different feel compared to my Gong Kluber pump board. It's going to take some time to really dial that in because there's a lot of swing weight. I haven't had it in the ocean yet to ride some waves, but based on how it performs on the lake, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't handle just fine. But of course, riding waves is a different story, and I'm looking forward to trying it out. Also, there were some guys running some 6S RC boat. Dang, these things are fast. At the end of the day, projects like this are always a balance of trade-offs: cost, weight, performance, and complexity, and that's kind of the fun of it. My design here is kind of interesting, where I have the cutout for the vest mounted in the rear. I'm sure other people may have done it other ways. This is what I've ended up with, and having completed this build, I can think of a few different ways I might change it. So what's nice about this, you end up understanding every part of how it works, what you change, and where you can push things next. Which also, next time I probably would want to try to make the board even lighter, even though this one is pretty light. And this was my first time using carbon fiber, and I learned a lot.